the flags are blowing. With all the elevation changes that are taking place on this track, Jeff, could this affect the riders at all?
Well, it certainly could, and more so than anything is it will dry out the track in some spots. And over some of those bigger jumps where they get a little bit of air, if that's a crosswind, you kind of, you know, the riders know how to deal with it, but it's going to blow them from one side or the other.
Look at this competition. Nose to tail, this entire group. Short, Regal, Reed, Grant, and behind Grant is Dungey. But that does mean that, yes, Dungey, remember, was behind Reed. Grant's actually passed Dungey. So a bit of a disappointing day for Ryan Dungey so far.
And as you look at Reed here, trying to work his way past Regal with Grant just behind him, this is the battle for the overall, essentially.
Yeah,
if they move up a couple more positions, so these guys are trying to win the overall here in Hangtown, and they're going to have to do it coming through traffic. I mean, this is, and Reed has to know that Grant's there. He showed him a wheel already, but these guys have to keep moving forward.
Yeah, still be working the calculators just as hard as they are the motorcycles at the end of this one, because we take the first and second moto and combine the scores together, and it's all sorts of mixed up. What did you say about contrast today, Jeff? That's exactly what we're getting. Well, completely different. Yeah,
this is an incredible moto already here, and Regal putting in a fine ride here because Reed had closed up on him, and that kind of motivated him. Now Reed hasn't really been able to make a move, and you can see that just in front of Regal is Short, Metcalf, the Diker, and Sipes.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Regal behind him are three of the biggest hitters in the game. Reed, Grant, and Dungey, and so far, none of them have been able to bust through. Regal's a full privateer right now, and here goes Reed to the inside, and he finally makes the move on the young Texan.
And just behind Regal now, he's going to get tons of pressure as Grant and Dungey are right there.
Yeah, there's no rest for the weary if you're Kyle Regal. You think, all right, well, that's Reed. I can let him go, then I'll just deal with the other guy. Not going to happen, not if it's Grant, not if it's Dungey. So Chad Reed heading toward the front, but he's still in only 8th place as Mike Alessi tries to get away with the lead. Let's see how far up in the order Reed can go. Can he get far enough to win the overall? Time will tell. Mike Alessi leads it here at Hangtown on that new 350cc motorcycle. Looks good so far. Here's your leader at Hangtown, Mike Alessi. It's a revolution in the making, Jeff. This is the 450 class and a rider on a 350. The first one anyone's ever made.
Not too often that somebody chooses to have less displacement in any form of motorsports, but that's exactly what KTM and Mike Alessi have done.
All right, so what does Mike expect coming in here on this brand new bike? We had a chance to talk to him about that. Here's Mike Alessi on 2010.
I feel good, and I feel like I'm 100%, ready to go. My body, physically, my bike, endurance, everything feels good this season, and I feel like I'm ready. The last 2 years, I've came out maybe too strong in the beginning, and it just hasn't worked. I feel like this year I need to be the guy who's making points every moto, every race. I feel really comfortable on my bike. I'm really confident in my bike this year. Honestly, I think the bike's going to be an advantage. I think that the 450 seems like, to me, when I've ridden the 450 in the past, it wears you out. You get pretty tired towards like the end of the moto. And I think that the 350, you can keep charging, you can keep pushing, and that last 10 minutes where the 450 guys are starting to just barely hold on, I think that that's where the advantage is going to come into play. And I'd love to start off the season this year like I ended last year, being strong, right out of the gate. I'm not going to put any emphasis on what my goal is going to be at Hangtown. The only thing that I can say as a goal that I'm going to have at Hangtown is just to ride my own race and to have fun. I think that when I'm having fun, that's when I seem to always ride my best. And like I did at Freestone last year at Texas, just going out there and just riding because you just love it. Not just going out there because it's, it's your job. Just to go out there and have fun and love what you're doing. That's how I want to start the season out.
That's always been the question about the Alessi program. They work so hard. They take this so seriously. People have always wondered, is fun a part of their game at all? Looks like it might be this year.
It's fun to go out and win a national motocross event, I can tell you that.
That's true. Well, he's enjoying it. There were a lot of skeptics about this machine. I don't think any of those skeptics are talking right now. He has a 10.5-second lead over Millsaps. And unless Reed can make it up to third or better, the 4-1 moto score for Alessi would be enough for the overall. So it's looking good on all fronts for Alessi right now.
So that's the gauntlet for Reed. He sets in 7th place right now.
Gotta get
He
to third.
needs third if Mike Alessi wins the moto. But such a strong ride right now. Ben Townley must have been listening in. He's doing exactly what I thought that he needed to do for this moto, and we'll see how he can finish it off and finish, if he can get all the way to the checkered flag and stay inside the top 5. That'll be a solid race for him.
Here's 5th, 6th, 7th. Ryan Sipes, Andrew Short, Chad Reed, Sipes. Great runs on a 250 in Supercross this year, but looks just as comfortable on the big bike here outdoors, duking it out with some of the big names from the big factory teams. Sipes has always been fast, there's no doubt about that. It's always been a matter of consistency and keeping it on 2 wheels.
Yeah, but there's been something different this year. Different as in better different about Ryan Sipes than I've seen in the past. I don't know exactly what that is, other than that the results are there, and he just seems to be more comfortable and more confident in his racing program.
And he holds off Short for another lap, so still in top 5, Sipes. 4th is Metcalf, 3rd is Townley. So Reed's got to get in there and mix it up with those riders to try to salvage the overall. Man, is this track rough as Short has to go off the main line.
Hey, I'm telling you what I wouldn't want to be right now, and that's a rear shock on one of these bikes because you're getting beat up, okay? Just worked so hard. And it's nice and smooth right through here. This is the start area where they come through and fix it, so that's nice and safe for the beginning of the motos. But here's Reed trying to square up Short. Getting cut back to the right one more time.
Gonna be a big left-hand sweeping uphill corner. Will Reed try to cut back to the inside?
Cut to the inside's the line. I'm telling you, these guys are now trying to stay tight here coming up this that hill. But for Reed and Short for that matter, they were getting so much loose there.
What a move by Reed. He just would not give that up. But just took the 3 or 4 corners, finally made the pass. So he's up to 6th. Here's the determination of a champion right there. As Reed puts Short behind him and goes after Ryan Sipes to get in the top 5.
Well, and for Reed, man, he is moving forward right now.
All right, we'll keep our tabs on Reed, Sipes, and of course the leader, Mike Alessi. It's going to be a battle of math to see who wins the overall here at Hangtown. Next Sunday, Formula One is on speed. In Turkey, ancient traditions collide with Western civilization, and the modern warriors of F1 will battle for a spot atop the gilded podium, and the world will be watching. The Formula One Turkish Grand Prix live next Sunday at 7:30 a.m. exclusively on Speed. But an Australian winning the last couple rounds of that tour, and an Australian here, Chad Reed, would like to get a win under his belt here at Hangtown, but he's going to have to move up to 3rd. He's not going to win this moto, no way. Mike Alessi is gone unless Alessi and Millsaps and these guys throw it away. Reed's going to have to hope that he can get far enough forward in the running order in this moto to win it based on math. How about this battle, Jeff, for 2nd? Ben Townley closing on Millsaps.
But Millsaps, this has been a solid ride all day. He's been right in there. He's got great starts. Rode his type of race. Didn't win the first moto, but he's been right in there, riding strong the whole time. This is an excellent ride for the number 18 on the Red Bull Honda of Millsaps.
I'm going to give a shout out to the one-on-one. Ben Townley, last time we saw him was right here at Hangtown in 08. He had a shoulder injury. He tried to ride through it. He crashed, and many people thought called it a career at that point. He basically went back to his native New Zealand.